crashed again. Okay. That link should work. It's just me in here right now. Alright. New York is picking. They're not moving the pick. Alright. Ouch. Oliver Moore said he was a little young. Okay, I was gonna say I didn't like the stream, so but it only said I was the only one in here, but now somebody's back in. Alright, New York's picking. I was gonna talk about the 22nd overall pick by Philadelphia, but I got cut off by the stream crashing a second time. So, but I don't see Chicago probably making a trade as badly as I want them to trade up to get Perot. Okay, there we go. The New York Rangers pick Gabriel Perot, which is very unfortunate for me and other Hawks fans. So now the only guy left that I could really consider taking as the Hawks with your next pick is Andrew Cristal, and I don't really see him getting picked in the first, so you might be able to wait till tomorrow to pick him after 11 o'clock in the morning. Well, since there's more people in here than there were before, the Hawks drafted Oliver Moore at the 19th overall pick. Both Gabriel Perot and Oliver Moore dropped to 19. Oliver Moore was projected to go 10th overall or 11th overall in most draft lists, but for whatever reason he fell to 19, and he's the fastest skater and the best skater in the NHL draft for this year, and the fact that they get him is just nuts. And he actually produced better, had a better performance at the combine when it came to speed and explosiveness than Connor McDavid, who is currently the best player in the world and the fastest skater in the world. But Oliver Moore might be challenging him right now. So, but the other guy that I was hoping that Chicago would potentially take at 19 was Gabriel Perreault, who led the USNCDP in points, and he's going 23rd overall to the New York Rangers, and he fell very, very far down draft lists for whatever reason. He's a really, really good facilitator of play, so... Yeah, 132 points, I do believe it is, that he produced. He had 18 points in 7 games in the USNTDP, or in the U18 World Championships. All right, now Nashville with their second pick of the draft is on the clock. I don't really see any reason for Chicago to make a trade at this point unless they really feel like a certain team is going to take Cristal. And they might not even want Cristal. So I'm not sure who Chicago would want in the first round at this point. Maybe Bradley Nadeau, but we'll see what happens. Seems like most teams are drafting by need as opposed to best player available in this draft so far. Except for Chicago. I mean, Chicago took what I do believe was the best player available at that pick. And he was honestly the best, not only organizationally the best player available, but just in terms of the rest of the teams in the league. He would have been probably top of the draft list too at 19. But right now, Andrew Cristal is listed as the best prospect available, but I do not see him going here. In fact, right now at 24, I had Nashville selecting Simashev, who went 6th overall to Arizona. So that's how nuts this draft was looking to be. Yeah, 127 points for Will Smith, 132 for Gabriel Perreault, and then their line mate Ryan Leonard had 94 in the USNTDP. They all played together. And somehow the one who had the most points out of that bunch ends up going 23rd overall. I love how pissed off Montreal fans are right now. Contenders did rebuild with McDavid, Draisaitl, Crosby, Malkin, Kane, Taves, Stamkos, Hedman, Matthews, Marner, and then they go, we used 2 fucking top 5 picks on Slavkovsky and David Reinbacher. That is kind of sad when you put it that way. Yep. Getting Oliver Moore at 19 might be the steal of the first round. Kyle from Chicago is going to have a long career at this whole GM thing, said Colby Cohen. All right, Nashville is making the 24th pick right now. After drafting, who was it? It was a forward. Who did you draft? I don't remember. Barry Trotz looks like John. Only John looks, or Barry Trotz looks more like an egghead. Melendick. Okay, so they took a defenseman here. I was thinking that potentially they would take a defenseman, but I couldn't remember who they picked first at 15. And I still can't remember. Oh, it was Matthew Wood. So yeah, they take a defenseman here. Tanner Melendick. He was rising for whatever reason recently. I've only really ever seen him in the second round until this last month. I think he had a good combine and some good interviews. I don't really know too much about him, but I'm assuming he's an offensive defenseman. Otherwise, I don't see why he ends up getting picked in the first round. The only thing I do know about him is that he's a good skater, and he played for the Saskatoon Blades. Previously, a team played for by Kirby Dach. So, but I don't think he ever played with Kirby Dach. That was like 4 years ago. So, but. Yeah, he looks like a really fast skating defenseman who's got good edges. He's another offensive defenseman, which is no surprise that one of them goes in the first round here. He seems to have good hands too for a defenseman. I don't know how well he produced. He's 5'11", 181, so he's actually got pretty good size considering his height. He does project as a top 4 defenseman. I just still would rather a forward at this point in the draft. But when you've already gotten your forward in Matthew Wood, you might as well take a flyer on a defenseman at this point in the draft. He only had 9 goals and 28 assists in 67 games in the WHL. So maybe he's more of a two-way defenseman, because that's not great point totals for an offensive defenseman. He could be a pretty raw prospect though, so he might be a reach, but he could turn out to be something pretty good for Nashville. And plus, they're really good at developing defensemen. So, yeah, I wouldn't have any doubt that Tanner Melendick turns into something for them. So, Kristall, Musty, Gulyayev, Stenberg, and Ritchie are apparently the top 5 players left. And now they're having a concert. Oh, wait, no. That's going outside of going on outside of the stadium in Nashville. I thought that was going on in the stadium. That's kind of weird, but. All right, commercial break. Huh? Oh yeah, I forgot. The Toronto Maple Leafs' new GM couldn't join the draft floor until the Calgary Flames made their pick at 16. All right. Fuck Dragicevic. Yeah, Fisker Milgaard is underrated as shit. But I see the Hawks being able to get him at 44. What the fuck? Alright, pick is in for St. Louis at number 25. This is their second of 3 picks in the first round. I think they have the 28th pick as well. Okay, so according to the broadcasters right now, Chicago is still currently trying to trade into the first round a third time, which would make this stream even more fun for me, so I don't have to wait till tomorrow to see the Hawks draft another player. I'm just hoping that doesn't mean that they end up losing the 35th overall pick come tomorrow for tomorrow, because I'd like to see them draft someone early. But the second round, even though or the second day of the draft, even though it consists of 6 rounds, tends to last only maybe 6 hours, whereas the first round takes like 4. So Kasper Holtunen, Taylorstein. Who did I have going here at 25? Grayson Sawchuk. They took Otto Stenberg, who I had going 17th, but he dropped here to 25 to St. Louis. Now, he was projected as a late first round pick to early second round pick because he has a lot of tools to be good offensively, but he was looked at as more of a defense first kind of forward who would probably play in your third or fourth line as a shutdown center. But when he played in the U18s, he just went beast mode and I think scored 7 goals and 9 assists in 7 games or 8 games in the US or in the U18 World Championships, and showcased how strong his shot is and how big of an offensive game he really can have. And I was kind of hoping Chicago would be able to get him if better players were taken, which they weren't. So I think obviously it's better for Chicago to have Oliver Moore than Otto Stenberg, but I wouldn't have been too upset with Otto Stenberg in Chicago. But St. Louis gets him here, and it's a quality pick for them. Hopefully it doesn't cause any problems for Chicago in the future. .5'11", 185. He's another thicker player. Oh, Otto Stenberg's little brother is bawling his eyes out. That's so cool. He's so happy for his brother. Damn, he has a really good shot. All right, San Jose is on the clock now at 26. A lot of people think they might be the first team to take a goaltender here, and I think in my mock draft I had them taking goaltender, or the 6'7" goaltender Michael Hrabal, but I don't really necessarily see that happening. But we'll see. I just did it just because it seemed like everyone else was seeing that happening. So, but it probably won't. Roman Kentsetov. Gavin Brindley's still up there. My pick is in for San Jose. They're not moving it. Colorado could move one of their first 2 picks, but I don't, or one of their 2 firsts, but I don't know if they will. I doubt it, because they just acquired one of them. I can't. I'm just thinking about it. Grayson Sachin could be a pick for Chicago at 35 tomorrow. I mean, he has been ranked as low as the third round as well. So we could see Chicago get Cristal, Sachin, Yaden Perron, and Fisker Molgard all in the second round if they decide to hold on to all those picks. And that would be a stacked draft class for Chicago. Jaden Perron is probably just as good as Gabe Perreault. Bit more of a driving force for his team in the Chicago Steel. But he's a smaller player. I think he's 5'8". So, but he skates really well, has really, really good hands. Probably one of the smarter players in this draft as well, but most people see him going in the late second round. So we could see Chicago get him tomorrow, but I could see someone like Montreal take him. But here comes Mike Greer with the 26th pick. Okay, so San Jose doesn't go with the goaltender here, and they take Quentin Musty. A lot of people say he's the best OHL forward in this draft. He's the most inconsistent, in my opinion, but he has a lot of skill. He's a bigger guy, too. He can play a heavy game if he likes to, but he's got a good shot. He's a pretty good playmaker, and he plays a relatively powerful game, but he is very inconsistent. He'll play at like 30% one night, and the next night he'll end up playing at 200%, and nobody will be able to stop him from doing what he wants to do. And you don't really want that, in my opinion. And I mean, that's why partially why the Hawks traded Kirby Dach, not only because they rushed him, but because he's just an inconsistent player. So I mean, he's a good pick for the San Jose Sharks, but not a player that I necessarily like, although I understand how good his potential is. All right, next up will be Colorado. Chicago is still trying to trade up into the first round again, although with each pick that comes by, it's becoming less and less likely. O'Carey Price tweeted 7 minutes ago, "Boy, that was embarrassing. Sorry, David Reinbacher." That's funny. Yeah, Dvorsky and Stenberg both going to St. Louis is scary as a Hawks fan. Oh, that is such a cool ass animation. Oh, that is so cool. So the Hawks made a post on Twitter 2 hours ago saying the moment you've been waiting for, get your Connor Bedard jersey now, and it's Bedard fluffing his jersey like this, but it's a Regina Pats jersey, and then he's got the stick on his back in the next shot, and he's spinning around, and then it all like nanotech forms into a freaking Chicago Blackhawks jersey. It's cool as shit. Got another commercial break because, of course. Ow. I love Kyle Davidson so much. I like how everyone's kind of forgetting that Lucas Reichel exists because everyone's talking about on Twitter Connor Bedard and Frank Nazar and how Oliver Moore is going to love playing with those guys. Even Oliver Moore himself said that. Like, Lucas Reichel exists, people. He's a fast as fuck player, too, with a hell of a lot of skill and a wicked shot. All right, pick is in for Colorado. They are not moving it. Yeah, recently the Colorado Avalanche have made a lot of trades to make their team better. They effectively turned Alex Newhook and Alex Galchenyuk into Ryan Johansson and Ross Colton and a first-round pick, which is really, really good by them. That's why I'm forgetting the name of their general manager. He's a freaking NHL legend. I really shouldn't be forgetting his name. Oh boy. This is embarrassing. Fuck, what is his name? Hello? I'm just waiting on them to say his name for me. Okay, so the Colorado Avalanche took a swing at Callum Ritchie, the guy who got injured and had a pretty poor year this season. Yeah, I wouldn't have picked him in the first round. He could still be great, but I don't like that, how sketchy taking him in the first round could be when there's some other players that you could kind of be more certain about being sure deals or surefire picks. Oh my god. Connor Bedard's phone case is so freaking weird. It's got flowers and I think it's got the like an Among Us thing on it. Oh my god.
Is your stream going?
It's crashed twice. So I've had to restart it twice. But the Hawks have had some really, really good picks.
I was watching and like froze and you kept saying the same thing over and over again. So
Yeah, it's crashed twice. There's two people in here watching it right now. I just don't know who it is. But yeah, right now apparently, according to Emily Kaplan, the Hawks are trying to trade into the first round for a third time, but they haven't been getting any teams to budge on their picks. So at this point, you're getting to pick 28, and it might not even be worth Chicago trading up 7 picks to get somebody in the first. I think the only reason you really do that is just for the publicity of it. And maybe you just want to make Andrew Cristall a first-round pick, assuming that's who they want.
how many more picks is there?
After this Colorado one, 4. And then Chicago picks 3rd tomorrow. And then they pick 12th. And then they pick 19th. And then they pick, I think it's 55, so that would be 23. They have 4 picks in the second round tomorrow, assuming they don't trade one of them to get, or trade a couple of them to get into the first round again. Chris McFarland? What? When did she say that? When did my mom say Chris McFarland into the chat?
I don't know.
Who is Chris McFarland? Well, I guess I have to look now.
My mom was laughing at your stupidity earlier about talking about, who was it, Chris Rock or some shit? Who were you talking about? Not
What do
Chris
you mean?
Rock. Fucking, was it Chris Rock?
Well, Will Smith was drafted.
Yeah, Will Smith.
Yeah, he was drafted 4th overall, and Mark Lazarus of the Athletics said that Will Smith just walked up to the podium and slapped. What was it? It wasn't Greer, but I think he said he just slapped Gary Bettman across the face. I was like, God damn it! All right, now Toronto's making their pick. I had them taking a defenseman. I think I had them taking Tom Wielander, but he's already been picked at 11. Yeah. Yeah. I don't know who they're... I really want somebody to trade a goddamn pick. There hasn't been a single trade this entire time.
Well, there's only 4 more picks, so...
There's still trades that can be made. You come in and I get 3 more people.
It's because I'm famous.
No, the Avalanche's manager is... It's not Chris McFarland. He might be president of Hockey Ops. It's... I can look it up. Avalanche GM. No, not the fucking vehicle. I mean, he might no longer be their general manager, and he might just be president of Hockey Ops, but Joe Sakic, that's who I was thinking of. Joe Sakic is one of the best players in NHL history. So Joe Sakic, yeah, he's the president of Hockey Ops. So Chris McFarland is the general manager, but I think within the last few years, Joe Sakic was promoted to president of Hockey Ops, which essentially is like the general manager, only he does other shit too. He's like an advisor to the general manager. Yeah. Yeah, this guy wasn't allowed to come out onto the draft stage until the 16th pick was made by Colorado or Calgary.
Why is that?
Huh?
Why is that?
Because he was previously the general manager for that team. Easton Cowan? What? I don't know who that is. And why is he going in the first round?
Because they obviously think he's good.
I mean, I guess the guys on the broadcast said that they feel like there were a few other people who felt like he could be a first-round selection, but I swear to God, this guy is probably somebody who's normally listed in the 3rd or 4th round. Maybe the 2nd. Because I've literally never seen his name before. And I watched an entire Elite Prospects video on the top 96 players in the draft. Now, it's gotta suck to be all the other, 1,000 prospects in the stadium who know they're not gonna get picked in the first round, but they still show up anyways. I bet you that's what Easton Cowan thought he was gonna be.
Well, either way, it's probably still cool just to be there in general.
Yeah.
Having that opportunity in the first place.
Now, I wonder if this is Brad Treliving picking as opposed to the Toronto Maple Leaf staff. How they haven't even showed his...
Toronto?
Yeah. 53 points in 68 games played in the OHL as a draft eligible. Normally, on any other given year, that's good, but there are players who have had better production than Easton Cowan.
Waffle's friend, I forgot his name, plays hockey.
Yeah, I wish I could.
I wish I could play hockey.
I already ordered Connor Bedard's jersey.
Did you?
Yeah. I said when my mom was watching that the Hawks they made a post saying a couple days ago that when they make the pick official, they're going to let everyone have the opportunity to order.
Does Bro have a son?
Ew.
That guy.
Easton Cowan?
There's a little kid that has the jersey on too.
Oh, no, it's probably the general manager or the owner's kid.
Yeah, because he's holding him.
Yeah. Wow, her mom cannot believe it. Or his mom. But
Dude, if I were on a team, I'd want to be on the Maple Leafs.
the Maple Leafs are probably my second favorite team. I love them.
Or the Lightning. The Lightning.
Fuck the Lightning. The Hawks played the Lightning in 2015 and beat their asses.
Yeah,
And then the Lightning beat the Maple
It's
Leafs.
2023.
I don't give a shit. Wait, what? I thought St. Louis had the 29th or the 28th pick, not the 29th. I don't fucking know anymore. I mean, I guess drafting somebody from the London Knights isn't a terrible idea. Yeah. I mean, Connor Bedard is 5'9" and 3/4.
He's like a little king.
Yeah, but he produced 271 points in the last 2 years.
Honestly, it's low-key a good thing that Kane isn't on that team anymore because it'd just be a competition between those two.
Well, you
Which
kind
is
of
good
want
and bad.
competition,
Well, which
but
is good and bad. But
yeah, I'm not too fussed.
did you put your thing in the corners?
Huh?
Your screen confused my brain.
Yeah, I just have the stream there, Twitter and Facebook there, because
You need to put something else down there that's bothering me.
I have nothing else to put there. I could put the draft there, but I want the draft there, so it's a
Put your
bigger
draft
stream.
simulation there. Look, I'm a genius.
Fuck you. Fuck you for thinking about that.
Look at how good that looks.
It is better, yes.
I have that streamer mindset, buddy.
Oh, their pick is already in. They knew damn well who they were going to pick. St. Louis has already picked some pretty scary players. Big guys that play.
Big boys.
Yeah. I think their combined height is 6'2". Or the average height is 6'2". If their combined height was 6'2", they'd have 2 midgets.
Yeah, I'd love to say that. 3 foot.
3'1",
each,
yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, Dvorsky and Stenberg. Dvorsky was projected to go 5th, but they got him at 10.
Melissa still watching?
I think so.
Melissa. Make sure Nana comes on with my headset thing. I'll cry.
And my license.
And Devin's license. It's a little block that says, what? Rig. Forgot the brand.
Look at that happy little boy.
Happy Lobo. He doesn't look happy.
He's an egghead.
They choose the wrong pick.
I have no idea.
Why is
I don't know who that is. I
why
don't
is
know what
Bro
team he's
Ingy?
on. He might. Oh shit! He might have called St. Louis about trading for their pick, but St. Louis might have been like, nope.
Are they calling the table next to him like, yo, give me your pick? There's a whole movie about football picks. I forgot what it's called.
My mom said I got you, Ham.
Appreciate it. Appreciate it.
I think Katie, my mom, and probably Morgan are the only ones watching right now. Maybe your mom. I don't know.
Morgan.
Teo Lindstein.
Morgan stopped watching, so whoever the third person is might be a random person. Did you think that Shannon was Morgan's sister?
Yeah, Tucker
It's
and
her best
Rucker are
friend.
so close.
No, it's her
I
best
thought-
friend.
And
Morgan has a sister, but she's her older sister, like 23.
then Shannon was kind of being a little according to Morgan, stalkerish. Because she's like, yeah, I saw you at Walmart. I'm like, yeah, I think you were the one that was with Morgan at the truck. And then Morgan was like, yeah, you stalker. I'm like, Morgan, you can't speak on that because
All she does is stalk people.
yeah, all
on
you do
Instagram
is
and
stalk
Facebook.
people.
We both do it.
Taylor Lindstein was supposed to be a top 5 pick in the draft, and now he's going 29th overall. He really fell off.
What, by 2 rounds?
Nearly a whole round. I mean, he's still a good defenseman, but he just didn't take in the kind of steps you wanted him to take from last year to this year. To be perfectly honest, I don't know what kind of production he had.
The guy doesn't look very big.
He's only 6 foot, 185.
Must be quick as fuck then.
Yeah, he probably is.
What does he
or
play?
was defenseman, lefty. I mean, Chicago's drafted 2 of the faster players in the draft. In fact, they drafted the fastest player and the best
Like
player.
Connor Bedard?
No, Oliver Moore. He had in the combine. He had better results in terms of explosiveness and speed in the combine than Connor McDavid did when McDavid did the combine in his draft year. And McDavid is the fastest player in the NHL. So, was. Because there's been a few players to reach higher top speeds than him, but in game, McDavid is always fastest.
The combine this year for the NFL, there was defensive linemen running faster than running backs in the NFL. Like 350 plus pounds running. Like
bigger people can run a lot quicker than most people understand. Like Joe's technically a bigger guy, but Joe's quick as shit.
Like, they always have been fast, but not running back fast, weighing 3 times the amount of a running back. The combine for the NFL this year was low-key scary. Like for the past couple of years, I've been like, dude, a lot of people have not like the coming up generations are nowhere near as athletic, and then this year has shocked the world apparently.
Well, each year, and athletes are going to get better and better and better. That's why in like 2015 and 2016, players came out of the NHL draft and were NHL ready, and they're literally forcing older players to retire because the game was no longer about just being big and hitting the other team really hard and shooting the puck really hard and scoring goals. It was about being the faster team
More
on the
about
other.
technique.
Yeah.
Being quick. Doing that technique efficiently.
It was about being fast and big at the same time, or at least playing big. And that's why Austin Matthews, Mitch Marner, Connor McDavid, Jack Eichel came in and they just freaking torched the NHL.
How long have you had that bipod?
I just got it today.
Oh, you ordered it yesterday?
I went to Walmart, got my hoodie back, and got that.
Oh.
I'm not sure Chicago's going to make a pick. There's only 3 left.
Bro, I ain't gonna sleep tonight. I slept till 4 o'clock. Never coming home, dude. I got so sick so fast. Like, I really wanted to work out, but if I moved any weight, I was gonna throw up.
Well, the draft doesn't start at 8 o'clock in the morning like I thought it did, so it starts at 11, so if your mom wants me to go tomorrow, I can.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if I'm gonna go tomorrow or not, because I don't really like working out with a group of people.
What, you just like doing it by yourself?
Yep. Because then I'll do it and I won't get distracted. I'll just get it done.
Your mom wants to go every day.
I need to go by myself. I honestly like to go to Planet Fitness so I don't see, like, it's a much bigger gym. I mean, there's a lot of more people that go there, but there's a lot of stations of a lot of things, so you could do a lot of stuff by yourself without people around you. Just kill me.
Picks in for Carolina.
I just played a Warzone game. First game I've had that my teammates didn't just rage quit and leave when they died. And so it was actually a pretty good game. We got 11th place, but I got most of the kills. I had 7 kills. Didn't die once until the very end.
It is live.
Pick 30?
Yeah.
Is
Only
it
2.
picks?
32.
Picks. So how does like the rounds work? I don't know how drafting works in really any sport.
In the NHL, if you're the worst team, if you finish with the worst
Well, I know
record,
that.
you get the first pick in each round. So
How many rounds are there for?
7.
7 rounds.
Yep.
So was the first round today, the second round tomorrow, and then so on and so forth?
No, rounds 2 through 7 are tomorrow.
What? That's so weird. Why don't they just go in order?
Because they don't want it to take a whole week. The reason why the first round takes so long is because it's the most important round of the draft. And then the next 2 rounds, there's a lot less deliberation in terms of who you're going to pick. You're going to pick who your favorite players are. And if your favorite player gets picked, then you pick somebody else.
So
Fuck!
So like when you draft players, do they not always go? All of them go to the NHL?
No.
Do most of them go to the AHL?
Most of them don't even make it to the NHL or the AHL. Maybe 5 or 10% of the players that are drafted make it to the NHL.
Why is that?
Because the difference between the level of play in the NHL, AHL, and every other league is ridiculous.
So then why are they drafting for like the main team if they don't play on it?
Well, because it's about between 6 and 10 players in every NHL draft will become an NHL player where they play about 100 games in the first round alone. And after that, there's maybe 10 to 20 more players in the entire NHL draft in the rounds 2 through 7 that generally end up making it to the NHL if you're lucky. So you have to draft a bunch of freaking players until eventually you end up getting a good one on your team. Or you could hit on all of them. Chicago's been doing really well recently, and they might have a bunch of NHL players in their prospect pool, but it's just a matter of whether or not you're able to develop them correctly. Hockey is such a complex game and such a hard game to develop in. If you don't do it correctly and you don't put the heart in, it's going to be really, really hard for you to play in the best league in the world. But Bradley Nadeau has the best shot in the draft outside of Connor Bedard. I mean, of course they're going to show a tap in. They're not going to show a shot. Just the speed on that thing is nuts. You can't even really see it most of the time going into the net until it's hit the back of the net. It's fucking nuts. He shoots extremely well. Some people said that it's actually scary to see it come off.
Dangerous shot is how they were describing it.
Mm-hmm. Bedard's the only one with a better shot in this draft. But now Colorado's on the clock again to make their second pick. And maybe Chicago's able to trade for it. That or Vegas's. I think I had Cohen Zimmer going here. And then at 32 I had, what's-his-face, Teo Lindstein, who went 29th.
Oh shit, press the button.
Yeah, Zimmer I had going. Gilyayev might not even, nor will Savage make it to the first round. Dude, this guy who I have at 33 went 12th. And this guy who I had at 24 went 6th.
You're bad.
I'm not bad. Like, here, I'll show you all the ones I got right. So I got this one right, this one wrong, this one wrong, because they just swapped. I got Will Smith right, Ryan Leonard wrong, David Reinbacher wrong, although David Reinbacher went here, Ryan Leonard went here. I got this one wrong, I got this one wrong, I got that one wrong, I got this one right, I got this one wrong, this one wrong, this one wrong, 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 right.
Did you
Wrong.
choose the team they're going for too?
Yeah.
Or does it already have the team they're going to?
Oh well, the teams that are in these spots are already predetermined by league standing, and trades that were made during the season. Then I got this one wrong. I got this one wrong. 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 And now this one wrong. And this one. Well, potentially this one's gonna be wrong at 31. So I got like maybe 5 picks correct.
You're bad, is what you're saying.
No, nah. Dude, most people, the way this draft shook out, David Reinbacher went 5th. Nobody projected him to go any higher than 6th. Adam Fantilli was the consensus number 2 pick. He went 3rd overall. Then Matvey Michkov, most people had him going 4th. He went 7th. Dmitry Simashev, most people had him going anywhere between 15 and 25. He went 6th. Daniel Boots, who went anywhere between 15 and 35, went 12th. Nate Danielson, who went anywhere past pick 15, went 9th. The draft has been a crapshoot this entire time. But Chicago got literally, they were the only team who seemed to have a good head on their shoulders in this draft.
How you got 30 wrong?
The pick hasn't been made yet. How am I supposed to know whether or not I got it wrong?
I was just guessing.
If they take Cristal here, I might cry. Just because I want him to play with Bedard.
What, is this pick 30?
Okay, so there goes Gulyayev. I was off by 1 pick with Gulyayev. Alright, so then the last pick I can't get right because he went to St. Louis? Yeah. Yep.
Well, then who's it going to be, do you know?
If I had to guess in terms of players that are still available, it could be Eaton Gauthier.
Did you already lock that in?
Yes, I can't change it.
Because I know they do like things for football.
I like Sachin. I don't know if he goes there. Riley High could go there. Gavin Brindley could go there. I don't have anybody else this high up who hasn't been picked yet. Dragicevic could go, although I don't necessarily like him as a pick. I don't want Fisker Mulgaard to go. This guy I had going 45th went 22nd.
You're bad.
I'm not.
You got 5 right.
I just have certain players that I do or don't like. Like, I like Bedard, Fantilli, Carlson. I don't necessarily like Smith all that much. I love Ryan Leonard. Not necessarily the biggest fan of Ryan Bacher or Sandin Pelika. I like Michkov. I love Benson. Not necessarily sold on Dvorsky. I love Oliver Moore, who Chicago got. I had him going 11th. He went 19th. I love Kobe Barlow. I don't like Callum Ritchie. I love Braden Yeager. Nate Danielson, I don't care for. I really like Otto Stenberg. I love Gabriel Perreault. Don't care for Samuel Hanzik. But Brindley, I really like. Quentin Musty, he's not consistent. Riley Height, I like. Shala, I like. Simashev, I really like. Sachin, I'm in love with. Nadeau, I really, really, really like. Then Cristal, I only like because he's Connor Bedard's best friend. I love Jaden Perron. He's extremely underrated. And Oscar Fisker Mulgaard is one of my favorites.
Do you think Connor Bedard's going to like instantly start?
Yes. He's probably going to get 70 points, if not more, this year. He's going to be the greatest Blackhawks player to ever wear a Blackhawks jersey. And he will be their captain at some point in the future. Now we're just waiting on the last pick, and then I can turn this stream off and leave everyone else alone.
Yeah, fuck you guys. Come back down. How long have you been shooting for? Well, like 2 or 3 hours?
Damn near 4. Because this stream has been going on for almost an hour. And the last stream went on for almost an hour and a half. And the stream before that went on for an hour and 1.25 hours. So by the time this one's all said and done, it'd be pretty much 3.5 hours. Mom said I would have everyone after Bedard wrong in terms of her draft list. Well, Mom, you can just make up a draft list now and pick the exact same pick that everybody made and say that you made it before.
Get a couple wrong, though.
Yeah, you gotta get a couple wrong, though. I hate these commercial breaks. We're waiting on the last goddamn pick. Why did you need to do that?
Dude, for you know having ESPN Plus and there still being ads is a little gayness. Are you paying for that kind of subscription? Still
No, they won't do it without ads.
Yeah, I know.
because it's like watching live TV just on your phone. That's what it's supposed to be. Mike Donahue was asked if he has concerns about the size of Oliver Moore or Connor Bedard. He said no, 0. My mom said that nobody would believe her if she did that. Well, now that I said it on the live stream, of course not, Mother.
Yeah, then now there's video proof. Oh yeah, but I didn't know my birthday's this weekend.
I didn't know that either.
Morgan just informed me.
Easton Cohen in one play. Toronto's got a dog. Okay, I want to see what Easton Cohen did. Okay. What? All he did was stick lift someone and score on an empty net? Wow.
Insaneness. She called me earlier and she was like, so what are we doing Sunday? I'm like, what do you mean what are we doing Sunday? She's like, it's your birthday. I'm like, oh, I don't want to do anything. And she got mad at me.
Yeah, I'm going to say Danny Nelson goes 32nd. He used to play defense, but now he plays forward, and he's pretty good at it, so. Not that I think he's the best player available
he's
there.
He's selecting. Are the Kraken or the Coyotes the newest team?
David Edstrom.
Is that another Edstrom? Wasn't that other guy's last name Edstrom?
No, it was Otto Stenberg. This guy's Edstrom, he's good at pretty much everything. Not great at a damn thing, though. He's a decent pick. I mean, probably, when you're picking a 32nd, you're pretty much picking a second rounder. But look at that. The one thing I said was that Andrew Cristal was not going to be drafted in the first round, even though he was probably, I think, 3rd or 4th in WHL scoring. And it's just because he doesn't know how to skate. But he's Connor Bedard's best friend, so maybe Chicago gets him tomorrow at 35. But pretty nothing pick. I don't give a shit because Chicago didn't make it. Well, oh shit. Probably gonna end the stream now. I don't think I'm gonna be streaming tomorrow, but yeah, seeing Bedard and Moore go to Chicago, they've 110% had the best draft, so that'll be it. I don't know how to turn this thing off.
Deuces.
Yes.